Hey everybody, it's Steve from Middle Kingdom Fitness. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be showing you a delivery that I have received from NQ Sports, a Chinese-based resistance band company. They reached out to me and asked me to review their products. They let me pick and choose which I wanted. I didn't want to be greedy, so I took just a few items. I took a small, a medium, and a large loop, and then one set of standard resistance bands. But they offer so much more. They have every style of resistance bands. They have patterns and colors. They're customizable. So if you're really looking for something different at a good price, NQ Sports. But I didn't want to do like one of those corny unboxing videos because you know that they're faked, and if they aren't all fake, they're easy enough to fake. So yeah, the box is open. I've looked at the equipment, but let me show you what's in it. Let's start with the loop bands. I have 3 sizes. I got a small, medium, and large. The rubber bands are cool. So that's the small. The black is the medium. I know I'm focusing on it, but these rubber bands are pretty good quality and good colors, so they can be used for other things. And then finally the large one. Yeah, once I take the bands off, the rubber bands that is, I don't tend to put them back on. I'd rather display my items. Okay, and not only that, but they sent me a standard band set. Excuse me as I dig through the box. Comes with a nice little tote bag. And the bands, they were neater, but I've already examined them, so. There are 5 bands in their basic set. Here's the 5th. It comes with handles, of course. It comes with the all-important anchor. If your resistance band set doesn't come with anchors, order it from another company. This is very, very important. And it also comes with ankle straps, which are good to use, but I'll be honest with you, I'm usually too lazy to use them. Okay, so I've shown you the bands. I've told you what they are. I've told you the different styles that they have available. But what's the important question? The important question is, how well do they work? Well, let's find out together. So today we're going to work shoulders, and the most basic shoulder exercise is the overhead press or the military press, whatever you prefer to call it. And I'm going to start with the lightest loop band. This is good for a warm-up. Now, what's the advantage of using a loop band over a tube band? Well, in my opinion, the advantage is that it is got a lot more range of motion to it. Let me kick my shoes off for this. And I can do this standing up without fear that the band is going to snap. I can't say that's true for tube style. I would never do this with a tube style band because I'm afraid it's going to break. I'm going to step back so you can see me push it up. Yeah, it's a lightweight, but especially with the shoulder, you want to make sure you're thoroughly warmed up. Excellent. Feels great. I like the way it feels. I definitely feel safe with it. I don't feel like it's going to snap. I'm getting a good range of motion. So now I'm going to step up to the middle size. Let me step back again. Okay, so now I'm feeling some good resistance. 2 more, 9 and 10. Excellent. If you know anything about me, you know that I'm a big believer in progressive overload. That means constantly increasing the weights. So what I'm going to do is do 2 of these because, quite frankly, I'm not going to lie to you. This heavy one is way too heavy for a shoulder press. I can use this for legs. I can use it for some back exercises and maybe a chest exercise. But for shoulders, I don't want to take that chance because shoulders are a very complicated muscle group, and it's very easy to injure. There's lots of little intricate parts. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do our third set of shoulder presses. This is a perfect weight for me. Did two more than I planned, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So, in my opinion, the loop bands definitely stand up to the test when it comes to the shoulder press. I don't have to sit down like I do with the two bands. I can stand up. I feel secure that it's not going to snap on me. So far, NQ Sports, good job. You may or may not know this, but the shoulder is actually broken down into three parts. We have the anterior, which is the front part. We have the posterior, which is the back part. And then we also have the lateral deltoids, which is the side, and it's the hardest to work. Fortunately, my very favorite exercise is designed specifically to target the side delts. So now I've switched to the NQ Sports tube set. I'm going to step on this band. Let me give you a good sight. Now I have 1 foot holding the band down, or anchoring it, if you wish to call it that. You could have 2 feet. I just find that I get a better range of motion with the 1 foot. Also, I must warn you in advance, this exercise needs to be done lightly and in control. If you do it too heavy, if you're swinging, you could get injured. So that's why I'm starting with the lowest band here. Leave your ego outside. I have no problem telling you that I'm using a 10-pound band here. So I have my hands down slightly in front of me, just outside of either hip. I'm going to bend my knees to increase my range of motion. That was a good set. I'm going to switch bands, make it just a slight bit heavier, but you have to go gradual on this. Please don't go too heavy too soon. In fact, never go heavy. Not on this exercise. So I'm going to switch out the 10-pound bands for a 15-pound band. Try and keep the form the best that you can, but at the end, if you need to cheat to get out an extra rep or two, that's okay. Just don't cheat the whole time. Also, take the weights that are provided, and this is for all bands, take the weights that are provided with a grain of salt. You see this weight here. This one is nice because it's both in pounds and kilograms, but you control the band, so you control the resistance. What do I mean by that? If you grip the bands lower, for instance, you're increasing the resistance, so those numbers might not hold true. If you step further away from the door when you're anchored to the door, that'll change the resistance. If you have 1 foot on as opposed to 2 feet on when you're anchoring it to the floor, that'll change the resistance. The width of your feet and your legs will change the resistance. And also, there's something called variable linear resistance. And that's just common physics that at different positions, the band will provide you with different resistances. And that's just, like I said, it's physics. There's nothing you can do about it. Usually it's towards the end of the movement. Okay, I'm going to get a good knee bend here because I want to... that feels good. That first set is always the hardest. The first rep of the first set. Take your time. Excellent, 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 excellent. You should feel it right here on the sides of your elbows. And the reason why you want to work on this muscle group is because this is going to give you the width that will add to your physique, and will also help create the illusion that your waist is narrower. If your chest and shoulders are wide, it'll make your waist look thinner. Just going to switch the bands. This is my favorite exercise because I see the results and I feel it. But remember, keep it light. Don't think that this is the same as the anterior deltoid. The anterior, the shoulder press, yes, it focuses on the anterior, but I'm sure it brings in other parts of the shoulder as well. Contrarily, the side raise only works the lateral delt. It's not incorporating other parts of the shoulder muscle. Okay, third set. Ah, wow. Yeah, it's the first one is always the hardest. Wow, my shoulders are burning. But you know what? We're not done yet. Stick around for our next shoulder exercise. Time to work the posterior delts, the back of your shoulders. And we're going to do a face pull. I have this pre-set up. You can see that it's anchored over the top of the door, and then I'm using the loop bands. Now, what I'm going to do is exactly what it's called, a face pull. I'm going to pull it towards my face. I like to use my eyes as the line. So let me move the camera so you can see what it looks like. I just wanted you to see how I had it set up. Now you can watch me do it. You see if that's a good angle. It appears to be. Okay. Now there's a couple different ways you can hold this. You can hold it with your hands inside, but I think I'm going to try it first holding both bands at the same time. Okay, and we're just pulling. Make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Okay. So let's add a heavier band. We'll do the black band, the middle-sized. And again, I remind you that NQ Sports makes more than just 3 sizes. I just chose 3 for my own package of products. All equipment in this video today is supplied courtesy of NQ Sports. Okay. Oh, this is much harder, so I'm going to have to get closer. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Oh. This is very hard. That was a pretty rough set. Okay, I think I'm going to keep the weight the same for the third set. I'm definitely getting a workout. And if you do these same exercises, I'm sure you will as well. Whew. Whoa, I didn't expect it to be that rough, but it definitely was. And the band held up. It feels strong. I have no qualms about recommending these bands. So we got a great shoulder workout. Thank you, NQ Sports. We are ready to begin our leg workout today. I have my NQ Sports loop bands, and we're going to put them to the test. We're going to start with the daddy, the granddaddy, the great-granddaddy of all leg exercise, and that is the squat. And we're going to be using the loop band for this. Okay, there's different ways to do it. A lot of people, when they first learn it, they do it like this. And the reason is when your arms are up, it's putting you in the proper position. It's ensuring good form. You can't do this with a tube band, I'll tell you that much. Squats hit every part of the leg, the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, but they also hit the lower back. And when you have them up like this, you're also involving the shoulders and the core. So you're getting a lot for your money there. You're getting the most bang for your buck, as we say. Let me catch my breath. I have the second size band here. I like to keep my feet shoulder width apart because I want to focus more on the quads. The more I open them, the more I'm focusing on the hamstrings. I like to do it this way as well, where I have it over. Excuse me. I'm going to try the same weight again in the third set, but I'm going to hold it differently and explain the differences to you. Don't skip leg day. I know what you're thinking. I know you want to, but you're only cheating yourself. Okay, so for this third set, I'm going to hold it in a front squat position. I'll be holding the band shoulder height in front of me, as opposed to having them wrapped around my neck. Okay, so what's the difference? You did the same weight. So what's the difference? In the first version that we did, first of all, I don't like to involve my neck in any way if it's not absolutely necessary. I don't want any lifetime injuries. Secondly, when I had it around my neck, as I was going lower, some of the resistance started to lessen. I started to feel a little bit of slack. But when I held it here, the band, first of all, it doesn't involve the neck, but also the band remained tense the entire way. There was no fluctuation. Woo! So let's move on to another leg exercise. For this exercise, we're going to use the loop bands, and we're going to do the Romanian deadlift, which focuses on the hamstrings, the back of the legs, but it also involves the glutes and some of the lower back. It's similar to a deadlift. RDL is what it's called, Romanian deadlift. What differs from the standard deadlift is you don't go all the way to the ground. And I also like to accentuate the glutes as I start the motion because I feel it really triggers the hamstrings. So I'm going to step on the bands. You got to find a good point of resistance. So I grab them about knee height, but I do reserve the right to change that. So let me turn so you can see. So what I do is I stick out my my rear end and bend, and I can feel it in the back of my legs, and I come straight up. I'm going to spread my legs just a little bit to further involve the hamstrings. Oh, that feels good. So I like to move my butt first. I don't really feel like I'm bending my knees. I feel like because I'm hinging downward that the knees bend themselves. And I just want to throw in this little disclaimer while I have the opportunity. Just because you're seeing me do 3 leg exercises in this video does not mean that that's all you can do. There are literally dozens of exercises that you can do for your legs using resistance bands, whether it's the loop style or the tube style. So if you'd like to see more, just give me a little shout out and I'll be happy to make other exercises. I'll put them on video for you, or I'll describe them to you. Whatever helps you become more involved in resistance bands. So with this loop style, you can either step on one band or you can double them up. I prefer to double them up. And because these are a new brand of bands for me, I am figuring out as I go along as to where I want to hold my hands. So there's a learning curve, I admit. Okay. Woo! Dun, 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 dun. I got out the big mamma jammas here. I am going to try it with this one. I have not rehearsed this. I have not even touched these until now, except for when I took the rubber band off. So let's see if I can do it. It's going to be rough, but if I can do it, it'll be worth it. And if I need to switch, I have no problem. Okay, I made it, but I am going to be 100% honest with you. I think that this band is too heavy for this exercise. I was able to engage the muscle much more with the lighter weight. I got a more intensive pump in the leg. So now I know for next time, don't ego lift. Do the weight, the band, which is perfect for what you're trying to accomplish. And lighter weight for me is the way to go. Great exercise. Don't fall into the trap I just did. Don't go too heavy. Calf raises are a great exercise. In fact, they're one of my favorites to do with resistance bands. I just wanted to show you how I have it set up. I have the anchor running through the bottom of the door here, and then I ran the band through it. You always need to make sure that they're equal. You want to get the right amount here. Now what I'm going to do, let me tilt the camera properly, just so you can see the upper half of my body. I wanted to show you the setup first. So what I'm going to do is pull the bands over my shoulders. You can also hold them here too. If you hold them here, you can get further away. I prefer the shoulders, and because I'm going all the way up and I'm using more of the surface of the band, I don't have to go as far away. And then I just lean upwards. I'm on the balls of my feet. Love this exercise. Okay, I did 15 there. You can do a little bit more with calves. By the way, calves can be done every single day if you want. If they're lagging behind, do them more often. Only calves and abs would I feel comfortable doing every single day. Okay, so I'm now going to switch to the heavier band. I like to leave the previous band on as long as possible, just to preserve the integrity of the balance and the distance. And it's just easier for me. Some people will even have all three bands sitting in the anchor, and they can switch from one to the other very quickly. Sometimes I do that. Okay, now I'm about to let you in on my top secret when it comes to doing calf raises. What I do is I step a little bit further out just for support, and then I lean forward ever so slightly. And that's where I really feel it, when I'm leaning over. Ten, 11, 12. Come on, let's turn those calves into cows. Let's go a little heavier. I'm going to grab the 20 pounds. So I've done 10, 15, and now I'm going to finish up with 20. So again, I'm leaving the previous bands on until the last moment. It's a little idiosyncrasy that I have. I'm very ritualized when it comes to the bands. I do everything the same exact way every single time. Taking off the weight, putting on the weight, writing it down in my logbook. All has to be done in the same exact order for me. Partly because I probably have borderline OCD, but also it's just so much easier to keep track. I know exactly what set I'm on. I know how many reps I have to do just by looking at the bands. And if I do everything the same way every time, then it never changes. So many times before, is this my second set or my third set? But with the way I have it all planned out, it's never a doubt. Okay, folks. Wow. I'm quite impressed with that workout. I'm very happy. So here we go. I would definitely give NQ Sports an A when it comes to the quality of their resistance bands. I will definitely integrate this into my band workout program. No questions asked. Hey, maybe that's what the NQ stands for. No questions. So if you have any questions about these bands, if you want to reach out to me personally, I'll be happy to tell you more. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Stay positive. Stay strong.